the New York Times, Texas Attorney General announces vote fraud and harvesting charges. A county judge, 2 city council members, and a former county election administrator are among Ken Paxton's targets as he elevates his election integrity accusations to criminality. A half dozen people, including a county judge, this we know, vote harvesting. The charges surprised Latino voting rights activists who had insisted that a series of law enforcement raids on political operatives and voting organizers, some who were in their 70s and 80s, appeared to have been political. They say at the time, the League of United Latin American Citizens, one of the nation's oldest Latino civil rights organizations, said that officers conducting the raids took cell phones, computers, documents, etc. Now 5 people, all with ties to Democratic candidates, are accused of illegal vote harvesting. It's beginning. It's got to, you were saying this a moment ago, it's got to get to the federal level. Mm-hmm. But this is good news that Ken Paxton is doing this in Texas. And I think if you stop the voter fraud, Democrats never win again.
Well, I mean, and plus the fact that we're deporting all of their voters, that kind of helps too.
Well, this is the issue. They're not their voters. Right. Illegal immigrants boost their electoral vote count and their congressional seats. Yeah. So it's not that illegal immigrants vote; it's that it gives them, but barely.
Census.
Like, yeah. The issue is they're counted in the census, and this is look. I'm gonna tell you, this is a mistake conservatives keep making. Democrats don't want illegal immigrants to vote. That means they can vote against them. They want illegal immigrants who count towards the census in a Democrat majority district so they can't vote. So the illegal immigrants come in, have no say, are ruled over by a congressman who shouldn't even have a seat because not enough people. That bolsters the number, and then they vote for a Democrat for president.
Why isn't there enough political capital to actually, change that? Do we need what do we need to do to change that?
Let me tell you. Okay, I want you all at home to imagine you're playing a game of Monopoly with me. I'll be the banker. I'm going to keep pulling money out of the bank and putting it on my side no matter what you do. You want to keep playing?
Nope.
How do I keep winning? Well, you're cheating. Exactly. How are the Democrats able to muster up congressional bills, federal bills, pass things in Congress? They have extra congressional seats from bringing in illegal immigrants, boosting their numbers in the census, and then becoming sanctuary cities and states to stop the government from getting rid of their electioneering, their cheating. That's how they're doing it. Okay, how do you stop it? No. You mass deport the illegal immigrants.
Sure, but from a level of the federal government, do you need an amendment to change this, or do you just need an act of Congress, just a regular act of Congress?
Neither. You need a president.
Only citizens account toward the electoral vote.
Trump tried that, and the Supreme Court blocked him in his first term.
That needs to be a legislative act.
So now...
That's what I mean. Is it just a basic legislative act?
For that, yes.
Okay.
And the Republicans could do it right now. Why won't they?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. They're not doing anything right now. That's the worst part about this. You ask... No. Okay, well, we can have this argument, but I swear this is a hill that
Hold on, who's doing the UFO stuff?
Who cares?
Whoa.
No, it's Anna Paulina Luna.
Eric Burlison?
Burlison, yes.
See? You see, there you go. No, Anna Paulina is too busy trying to get women special privileges to not show up to Congress.
She was debating coming on your morning show today, but she had to fly somewhere. So
I have tremendous respect for all the very, very great things that she's done. I will admit that she is one of the best we have in Congress, but I am offended by her efforts to get Congress to vote remote.
No, that is if you want to talk about a slippery slope, that is a slippery slope right there. And the fact that we killed an entire legislative week just because we had to deal with that little pet project honestly, it really changed my opinion of it. It changed a lot of people's opinion on it. Focus, guys. Come on.
I like her too. I just don't think that women should be in Congress at all anyway, so.
She's a repeal of the 19th.
I am. I really think that. After being there and working on the Hill and for as long as I did, I should have never been there, and women definitely should. Yeah, I've heard a woman senator speak at the event we were at today, and she was nice and lovely and cute, and I'm thinking, man, you should really not be here. You should be home.
Well, I mean, you keep seeing that. Who's that? What's it? Brittany Peterson that keeps lugging around her child on the House floor, carrying it around as a prop
while going. I can't bring him here because I'll get sick.
And then yesterday she's doing this. I'm in the middle of an interview with the New York Times. Watch this video of me changing my baby on the office floor.
It's so inappropriate. And
resign.
It's like exploitative.
Right. If you can't do the job, resign. This is not for you.
I want you all to imagine this. I want you to imagine, what's her name? Brittany
Peterson.
Brittany Peterson. She gets hired as a firefighter, And they're like, we've got a burning building, and she's bouncing her baby, and she's like, let me go in. I can't bring my baby into the fire, but I have to.
I'm gonna fight the fire by proxy. That's what.
It's honestly, it's like using your baby as a prop, though. It's exploiting the child. Like, hey,
her baby is very cute.
I'm working. Cool, but like, you shouldn't. It feels very performative in general,
It does.
and you shouldn't have your.
Ma'am, you have a very cute child.
Taking care of your child.
Now leave.
That proxy voting thing wasn't just for women, though. That was the thing that she kept saying, oh, it's only for women. It's for new moms. No, it's also for dads. So you can have you can have your wife pop out a baby, and you get to take off work for the next 8 weeks.
I didn't like proxy voting during COVID. There was lots of things, and they gave up some. They allowed proxy voting during COVID, and that was terrible too. We shouldn't have it. You're elected to go there, be present for the votes, and vote. Then that's what you need to do. You're not giving your vote to somebody else who can change it. Obviously, they would see how you changed their vote, but like, you can't give up your vote like that.
You work like 6 days a month.
That's not true. That's a lie.
It's actually not a lie. It's not a myth. Okay, I'm sorry. When you go out and
it's 100% a myth, and they're on recess, right? Like, no, they're in their districts and they're working their butts off, and they're actually meeting with constituents.
I'm sure.
I worked there with them forever. It was my busiest time.
Hold on. Do you mean working their butts off as in calling donors?
No. Well, they do that, but that's only every.
They do that.
They do that. But I will say, that's only like every other year. Right. So, but when they are on recess, they're meeting with businesses, they're meeting with constituents. I think that was some of our busiest times.
Who did you work for?
I worked for Congressman Gerlach, Congressman Costello, and Randy Weber.
So you're saying I worked for these 3 good dudes who worked hard. The rest of them suck.
No, there's a lot of people that work like that. But anyway, we had
they're all largely on the Republican side. You say?
Yeah, Randy Weber has the furthest right ideology score in all of Congress. So yeah,
we must really like him.
Yeah, we did.
Did he look you in the eyes and say women shouldn't be in Congress?
No, but he would probably be like, Lisa, chill out. He's yelled at me a couple times about things. He was on the show with me here. I brought him here. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're gonna defending members of Congress, defend their record over this past
I'm not doing
5 months.
I'm not doing that.
They've been working really hard, haven't they? I think they passed 5 bills. 5 bills? What have they done?
Why do you want them to pass more bills? I don't like that either.
I want to codify Doge cuts.
Okay,
I want to codify
fair.
executive orders. We're not doing that.
I want individual
budget.
spending bills. Right, yeah. I want individual spending bills
legislation.
instead of these omnibuses. I get that. But you can't act like, oh, what are they doing? How many bills do we pass? Like, the whole thing is we want less things being passed. If they're going to be obstructionary in certain ways, that's a good thing too. You guys have to be
that only depends on the bill, because right now there are 2 Pro 2A bills. What is it? Let's see, HR 404 and HR 2395. Both of them are Pro 2A bills, and they're being held up in committee by Republicans.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So but the point is, there is legislation that can be good, especially when it repeals stuff. This is taking things off the NFA that shouldn't be on the NFA. But so it's not a matter of we don't want legislation. It's that the legislation that we want
is not getting moved forward.
Yeah.
But you guys have to understand, like, people say this, like, oh, we need to get rid of the rhinos or the non-base people. And I agree. I would like them all gone. I would like everybody to be a Christian nationalist.
The cringe.
Right. I'd like everybody to be a Christian nationalist, okay? Right? But that's not going to happen. But what you have to realize is these people that are moderates or rhinos or whatever, they are in purple districts. And they are voting what that constituency wants, or they won't get reelected, right? So you have to understand that a lot of the agenda isn't going to be pushed.
I don't care if they get reelected right now.
I agree.
If they give Trump what Trump needs, they will never lose another election again.
Okay, but they're not but in their heads and in their hearts, they really aren't Team MAGA. And you have to get all of those people to agree. That's like the hardest part. And I think that's why Congress gets gridlocked a lot, and people don't understand that, or they don't really, they know what we want as a party, or what we want as like further.
What if we passed a bill that stated every time Congress is gridlocked, they all get a paddling?
a paddling?
Who are you going to get to pass it? Who are you going to get to pass it? You see what I'm saying?
No, not really. Because honestly, if you're that useless, if we're not doing anything anyway, what is the point of having the majority? I don't care if you.
No, I agree
Let's
with you
disband
on
Congress.
that.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that too. You know what?
No, I agree. Listen, I agree with you. We should take our power and run with it, right? We should be passing everything we want right now while we have a majority. The problem is there is a lot of people in these purple swing districts that will fight you tooth and nail and be obstructionary, not because they don't like Trump, because they're so they really feel like that in their hearts. That's why the people and their constituency they believe is more moderate. They're not further right doing the things that we want. you have to understand the actual landscape of how Congress works, and it sucks. But
so what you're saying is, too many people in this country are really dumb.
Correct.
So we have to pass.
Yes. That's
hold on,
what
let me
we really
finish.
do is-
So we have to pass laws based on stupid people who don't know what's going on, and
we need
that
people
solves
to
the
stop
problem. How?
voting. We need to like.
This is the problem. These members of Congress that are squishy, and they're like, listen, back home, the people there, they don't understand what you're saying. So I'm going to vote on bills that make what they want to happen. It's like, listen, these people were telling us 2 + 2 = 5.
Agreed.
Here's a test. When you go to the DMV, when you're registering to vote, before they hand you the voter registration, they say 2 + 2 = what? And if you go 5, they go, never mind. And they crumple up and throw in the garbage.
This is why we should have tests for voting in general, because honestly, the majority of the population is stupid.
Kung fu test.
And they don't. Most like
Did
I'm
we
doing
repeal
so
the
much-
19th?
What?
Repeal the 19th? Yes. Oh, okay. All right, that's pretty base. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We should do a lot more repealing than just the 19th. There's a whole bunch
Only
of
property
amendments.
owners?
Yeah, not even property owners, but there has to be some. We've talked about this
Only service guarantees citizenship. Only those who have provided 2 years of civic duty in some form. That doesn't mean military. Nobody else can vote.
I like that.
That taxpayer?
Nah, maybe. But it's funny because
has to be a qualification.
I tweeted that should only net taxpayers be allowed to vote? And people don't understand what that means. So they all said yes. And then we're posting like, I paid $100 in taxes, so I get to vote. And everyone's like,
Oh, no.
no, you don't.
No, yeah, I agree.
I do think only net taxpayers voting is actually the way to do it, because if you create a system where people are getting money for free and then they can vote, they're going to vote for free money more. And that's communism. That's why all communist countries collapse. Because what is it? You run out of someone else's money?
Yes.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
There was this.
Margaret Thatcher
There's this
quote.
great story, maybe an internet urban legend, where a teacher was teaching a lesson on economics, socialism, and communism, and said, starting now, we're going to switch from the capitalist grading system to a socialist grading system. I will now average out the grade of everyone in the class, and everyone will get the same grade. So the hard workers take a test, they get A's. The average people get C's, and the slackers fail. He says, okay, everybody ended up with a C-. So the average people were like, whatever. The hard workers were like, what? I busted my ass for this. And the slackers went, woohoo. So the next time the test came around, the hard workers were just like, I'm not going to bother. I'll just get a C if I do nothing. Then everyone got a D because people were just slacking off. By the next test, everybody failed because nobody cared anymore. And everyone said, what's the point? If I work really hard, I get nothing anyway.
But now if you're a socialist, you get everybody gets a free private jet. That's how
Bernie.
we operate now.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.